And your business empire, I think, is much bigger than most people realize. I imagine
Probably,
the
yeah.
majority of people probably don't really understand the context of business, so they don't really get it. They might see you as a YouTuber or a creator. But from the research that I've done, you run a very, very large business.
Yeah, I mean, we do 9 figures in Feastables. I mean, we can say that, yeah.
9 figures in Feastables. So the business must be worth several billions of dollars.
Overall, I mean, you could deduce something like that, yeah.
I'm not going to get you to try and hazard a guess. I'm sure
Of
you
course.
know, but I'm not going to ask you to predict that. But
The business would be worth a lot of money.
Are you a billionaire?
On paper, yeah, but I mean, in my actual bank account, I have less than $1 million. So
Do you pay yourself at all?
a little bit, but I also I have some assistants and things like that. So it's like I try to just pay myself what I spend, personally a month, just to like stay even.
How do you think about money in all of this? Because most people in their lives are pursuing money so that they can chill out and retire, but you seem to be pursuing it purely for the sake of reinvesting it back into the system.
Money is fuel to grow a business.
And then you make money from the business and then
to keep growing. Yeah. And then you find a business that you enjoy that, is better for Mother Nature or Earth or people. And there you go. You have a fulfilled life. That's my theory. I just don't, when I'm 70, I don't want to look back and have regrets,
When is enough enough? Such a cliche question that I'm asked a lot.
Enough like building the business? Never. I mean, I just want to keep building a business is like a video game. It's just fun, Like with Feastables right now, we're the largest ethically sourced chocolate company in America. And it's just fun to look at something that's been done the same way for 100 years and go, how do we just flip this on its head and fuck up this industry? And, how can we pay our farmers a living income, not use child labor, et cetera, et cetera. And so it's I think if I was just doing mundane things like everyone else, I probably would be bored as fuck. If I would just sold chocolate like everyone else, made the same repetitive YouTube videos like everyone else, I probably would be like, all right, get me out of this. I want to retire. But it's not what we're doing. We're changing industries. We're impacting the world. This is the point of life, in my opinion.
You could do so much with the gazillion people that listen and watch your videos. You could start almost any business and it be successful. Yeah. You could have almost any social impact. Yeah. And it be profound and save a gazillion people's lives. Do you struggle with focus?
No, I mean, I do wonder, sometimes should we be doing more, but I've really found a good groove with Feastables. I keep looking over there because there's Feastables sitting over there. I do feel like I've hit a good groove with that and the ethical sourcing on it. And no, I mean, yeah, obviously I get a bajillion opportunities, but just, right now I think I said earlier, this is one of the few things in life that it's scratched the same itch as YouTube, where building Feastables is equally as fun as making videos for me.
It is so delicious.
Thank you.
It's so delicious. I'd really love to just spend a moment talking about the ethical sourcing piece, because I don't think that's something I didn't understand until I did some research on you.
Yeah.
Why? Why does that matter so much? And when you say ethical sourcing, what's the difference between what you do and what normal chocolate companies do?
Big chocolate in America. Well, the big thing is when I got into chocolate, I didn't know any of these things. We used to source our cocoa from Peru, cacao, which, ethical sourcing is not really an issue there. But the problem is majority of the world's cocoa comes from West Africa. And so as we got bigger, everyone's like, hey, you need to switch your supply chain to West Africa. I'm like, cool. And so then I started studying and reading up about it. And I noticed that 46% of labor in West Africa on cocoa farms is child labor. And I was like, that can't be accurate. And then I started digging deeper and deeper, and I was like, holy shit, it's just almost half of labor is child labor. And so I started talking to all the big chocolate companies, or not all of them, but as many as I could get a hold of. And I was like, so what do you guys do about this whole child labor thing? And they're constantly just telling me it just is what it is. That's how chocolate always has been. And I was like, whoa, you guys make $1 billion a year in profit. You don't see an issue with that being on the back of little kids? And they're like, no. And then I have this crazy clip on, because I have a documentary guy, I think you saw him, Jeff, who follows me around. Crazy clip where I'm meeting with a big, I got to be as vague as possible because they're going to murder me if we got time back to them, but a big supplier, we'll just leave it vague like that. And I asked him, I was like, so do you have any way I can pay extra to not use child labor or anything like that, or any options? And they were just like, no. And my literal documentary guy is just filming, and I'm in this big boardroom, And I look at the camera, I'm like, holy shit, they just said that on camera. And so I did all this research, and it was just like, yeah, no, and especially in America, like there's some European chocolate brands that, try, but in America, like really no one really cared. I mean, there's plenty of options and plenty of time to fix it, plenty of money to fix it. So that just kind of honestly pissed me off, and like that. So then I just was like, how do we solve this? And so then it sent me down the rabbit hole. Everything points back to like, to the reason chocolate in America is so cheap is because they just don't, not the reason, but one of the reasons they just pay the farmers so little. Like farmers make less than $1 a day. So like because of that, they're forced to use child labor because I mean, they literally just don't even have money to pay someone who's not a child. How many kids do you think are in child labor in West Africa, just on cocoa farms? You might have saw it in that
5,000?
No, it's 1.5 million.
You're joking.
Yeah, it's over 1 million. It's crazy. So what we need to do is we need to, in my head, get to $1 billion a year in revenue as fast as possible while being ethically sourced and being profitable. A big part of it is we have to be profitable while doing it, because then I can point and go, look, we achieve scale ethically and we're making money. It's not that you can't do it. You just don't want to. And then, and maybe we give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they just truly don't know how to do it at scale, and maybe it'll open their eyes and they'll be like, oh, I guess it is possible, and they'll start to change their ways. More than likely they won't. But over time, I hope we can just shine a light on it using my platform and, just show the model works. And then, I don't know, something I would love to do in the long run is like, how there's like the fair trade logo. Maybe I make my own version of it and I help other chocolate companies source their cacao ethically and, or something. And, and I just educate people on like, if it doesn't have the symbol, it's probably using child labor and something. There's some way where I could play my cards over the next 10 years where we get over 1 million kids out of child labor on cocoa farms. And so I just got to connect the dots and figure out the correct way to do it.
This might sound like a really obvious question, but it won't be to everybody. Why do you care so much?
Bro, I've been on these farms. I don't want to get rich on the back of little kids. I mean, it's just kind of, I feel like it's kind of obvious, maybe to other people in chocolate, they don't care, but the first thing when I heard about it, I was like, why is this a thing?
It reminds me somewhat of Elon Musk and what his mission was with Tesla. He kind of knew that if he was able to prove that you can have fast, nice electric cars, then the rest of the industry could give up their excuses that it's not possible.
Exactly.
What if someone comes along though and they say, okay, Jimmy, we'll give you 5 billion for Feastables?
Hell no, I ain't selling that shit.
You're never selling it?
No, because the first thing they would do to up the margins is they just drop the ethical sourcing.
Have people come along and offered to buy your YouTube channel?
I mean, yeah, I've been offered $1 billion here or crazy amounts of money there, but I mean, it's, what's funny is Zuck got that famous $1 billion offer for Facebook, and he said, what was it? He was like, why would I sell this social media platform? I would just take the money and start a new one, and I kind of like the one I have, so why don't I just keep it? And I every time I get, which I haven't in a while, but back in the day, I used to like jokingly poke around just to see what people would offer me, and I would get those offers, and then I would always just be like, yeah, I mean, I would just do the same thing I'm doing now, so I might as well just keep doing what I'm doing now. The money wouldn't really change anything.
Well done. And I don't think you've yet to get the credit you deserve for the lengths you've gone to with Feastables. No, but I think it's really important. I know you're not doing it for credit at all. I know that you're doing it to get the message out there so that the industry changes. But I think someone like you with a platform that you have that's able to produce chocolate that is fucking delicious. They sent me a box of it about 6 months ago. And
Thank you.
I hate so much of the fucking thing.
I'm thinking of updating. Yeah, I mean, if you hand them to me, like hand me a couple bars, there's a lot of stuff that... the problem is, like, if you look at this and this, from a distance, you can't tell really the difference between the flavors. Like, this is dark sea salt. This is just dark chocolate. So I'm about to update the wrappers where we're going to put, like, colored tips here so you can tell the flavors from far away. I think that's very important. Another thing, too, that there's just a... you made a mistake. You put these in front of me. Now I'm just thinking about it. The other thing I've been experimenting, and the newer renders are looking good with putting like right here, every bite helps get kids out of child labor, putting that on the front. And then we're messing around with different machinery. I feel like the images of the chocolate on the front could be a little higher quality. The back is pretty ass. I want to, put some more messaging on the back of it. There's a lot that needs to be, like the white tips here, it just makes it so obvious from far away what this flavor is, whereas all these blend in. And so, yeah, brutal, got to fix it.
I was wondering as I was watching it, if Amazon are aware of the fact that you're just going to give away the money like this. Like when you like flip the coin and it adds another $5 million.
But that didn't affect them. I lost a ton of money filming the show, so that came out of my pocket.
Really?
Yeah, we spent way too much money on it. I lost tens of millions of dollars on that show.
Really?
Yeah, I'm an idiot.
Because the headlines came out as like Amazon give MrBeast 100 million to do show. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm doing the math. I'm thinking, okay, so that he spent 20 odd million on the prizes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we gave away.
So there must be 80 million left or something.
I mean, so episode 1, we spent over $15 million on those towers, building them all. Like that was the most towers ever built, the most hydraulic press or whatever used. I mean, that set was fucking crazy, man. We had to build 1,000 towers that were 10 feet tall, safety test them all, get it where they actually work. We had to literally hardwire them all and build like our own software where we could drop people. We had to put up all the screens. I mean, that's like arguably one of the largest sets ever built in history. That was just episode 1. And that's just like the construction of the set. That's not including, like you said, we gave away over $20 million. I think over $2 million was in episode 1. And then episode 2, we have the city, which that was a $14 million set build. And that was huge. I mean, because that was a real city that they were living in, you know. And then but just between the 2 million we gave away plus those 2 sets, I mean, already right there, you're at over $50 million.
How much did the whole thing cost?
That I have been advised not to say because people will hear big number and be like, oh, well, I could have made a good show if I had that kind of money. But the thing is, they couldn't because money isn't everything. Like building and managing it is infinitely harder. But
is it more than 100 million?
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
of course. I mean,
well, I just told you how we spent 50 million, and that we're only 2 episodes in.
So how out of pocket are you?
Tens of millions. Yeah, it was not a good financial decision to make Beast Games. I lost money. I would have more money if I didn't film it.
Any regrets?
No, it's great. I mean, but for me, it was about making season 1 as good as possible. You know, I can't let the YouTube community down because creators don't have a good rep when it comes to doing stuff on streaming platforms. And, I'm getting 200 million views of video on average over the course of the first year. And I'm going to talk to these streaming platforms and they're like, we've been burned by creators before. I'm like, bro, I'm not a TikToker that dances. I have a production company and I routinely make spectacles. And even me, these streaming platforms, they weren't taking serious. So I was like, fuck, like if I fail, it's over. Like no streaming platform is ever going to touch a YouTuber ever again. So my big thing was just making sure this crushed. And, now the doors are opening up. I mean, I'm getting calls from creators left and right. And they're like, oh, yeah, streaming platforms, they wouldn't talk to me before. Now they're coming. Like I would try to get a meeting with them. And they were like, no. Now they're like begging to like have meetings with them. And I already know of 2 creators that have signed deals just on the back end success of Beast Games. And probably, I mean, hundreds of millions of dollars is going to flow into creators' pockets just because of Beast Games in the next year.
Well, on Rotten Tomatoes, which is not an easy an easy critic to please. No, it was like 90% approval from fans, which is pretty unheard of on Rotten Tomatoes.
I know.
But also, I hear through the grapevine that it is on track to become one of Amazon's biggest shows of all time.
Yeah. See, the problem is I have to wait for them to do a press release. So
okay. Yeah, well, I'm just talking about...
I got you. I told him I'd be a good boy and not leak things. So,
but for a YouTuber, quote unquote YouTuber...
Yeah, well, they did release it. It was their number 1 unscripted show of all time. And then, yeah, I mean, I don't think they'd mind me saying the show's very evergreen. Like, usually these shows get a lot of attention and then kind of like teeter off. But ours is like over 700,000 new unique viewers are watching it every single day. Like, which is pretty crazy because if we maintain that, like, yeah, it's going to shatter some pretty crazy records.
And what's the upside for you to continue promoting it now that it's done?
Because I put all this effort in. I want people to see it. Yeah, I don't get paid to like all the promotion I'm doing now. I'm not getting paid for.
Really?
But I mean, I guess the upside would be the better season 1 does, the more money I get for season 2, 3, 4, 5, etc.